Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will explain about the differences between supervised learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning algorithms. Okay, this topic belongs to machine learning and this notes is enough to write in the examination point of view. So first we will see the criteria. So in the first one, the criteria is definition. What is the definition of this supervised learning? In supervised learning, it learns from labeled data. Very important point. So, what is going to be happen in the supervised learning? It learns from labeled data. But when you have unsupervised learning, it identifies the pattern in unlabeled data. So, remember all of you, when you say supervised learning, we are using labeled data. When we say unsupervised learning, it identifies a pattern by using unlabeled data. Third one is the reinforcement learning. It learns through interaction with the environment. Okay, so how it learns? After interacting with the environment. So this is called as what we say reinforcement learning. So simply remember all of you, when it comes to supervised learning, there is a label. Unsupervised learning, unlabeled. Remember, in the reinforcement also not labeled data. Okay, so actually it learns through interaction with the environment. So second one is, you can observe type of data. So which type of data we are using? We are using here labeled data in supervised learning. But when it comes to unsupervised learning, we are using unlabeled data. And third one is the reinforcement learning. No predefined data, learns from environment. So supervised learning learn from labeled data. But when it comes to reinforcement learning, it learns from environment. Okay, so this is called as a supervised, unsupervised and reinforcement learning. You can observe, so what are the types of problems? So next criteria is types of problems. So what are the types of problems when it comes to supervised learning? There are two things are there, very important. Please note down all of you. Supervised learning mechanisms are classification and regression. So what is the meaning of classification? We are going to classify the data. This is something like a male or female, 0 or 1, true or false. So next one is the regression. So what is the meaning of regression? Regression nothing but prediction. So the types of problems, the examples of supervised learning problems are classification and regression. But when we have unsupervised learning, the examples are clustering and association. So here, what is the meaning of this clustering? Clustering means we are going to have some clusters. Cluster nothing but the data is going to divide. Okay, this is called as a cluster nothing but groups. So here remember, cluster nothing but groups. So when it comes to reinforcement learning, the type of problem is sequential decision making. So decision making is called as a type of problem of reinforcement learning. Now you see how the supervision is going to have in these three. It requires external supervision. Supervised learning requires external supervision. Unsupervised learning mechanism does not require any supervision. And this is also no supervision. Okay, so unsupervised no supervision, as well as reinforcement also no supervision. Okay. Next one, algorithms. So what are the examples of algorithms related to this supervised learning? That is the SVM, support vector machine, decision trees and neural networks are comes under supervised learning algorithm. When it comes to unsupervised, the examples are K-means, PCA and autoencoders are called as unsupervised learning algorithms. Okay, reinforcement learning, the algorithms are Q-learning, DQN and SARSA. So these are called as examples algorithms related to unsupervised learning algorithm. Next we will see the goal. So what is the goal of supervised learning? It predicts outcomes accurately. So here when you have this supervised learning, we are going to predict outcomes accurately. So prediction, let us say something like how much percentage is going to have in this semester, whether tomorrow is rain or not. So this is called as a prediction. So we are using supervised learning for predict outcomes accurately. So when we have this unsupervised learning, the goal is discover hidden patterns. So it is going to discover the hidden patterns. So last one is the reinforcement learning algorithm. This is the goal of this reinforcement learning is optimize actions for maximum rewards. So it is going to optimize actions for maximum rewards. So what are the main applications related to this supervised learning? Where we are using this supervised learning? That is called as medical diagnosis and fraud detection. We are using supervised learning. In the unsupervised learning, where we are using customer segmentation and anomaly detection. So customer segmentation, nothing but we are going to divide the customers based on their purchase. This is called as unsupervised learning. So last one, reinforcement learning, self-driving cars, robotics and games. These are called as the applications of reinforcement learning algorithm. Okay, so if you write this one, you will get good marks. But in addition to these, I request all of you draw this diagram also. So again you need to draw 3 diagrams. First one is the supervised, second one is the unsupervised, and last one is the reinforcement learning algorithm. Now you observe, actually this diagram shows that supervised learning uses the labeled data, where each input has correct output label. Now you observe here, this is called as a labeled data. So the labeled data is, if when you have the input like this, the output could be home. When we have the symbol like this, the output will be email. If we have symbol like this, the output will be car. Okay, so for example, house, email, and car. The label data is given to the learning algorithm. Okay, so we are going to give this data to learning algorithm. Then what is going to be happen? In the learning, after completion of giving this learning algorithm, during the learning process, the algorithm studies the relationship between inputs and outputs. Okay, so the algorithm is going to learn the relationship between input and output. Okay, then it build the trained model. After training, the trained model can take new input. Okay, so after completion of training, the trained model can take new input. So when we have the inputs like these 3, what is going to be happen? Whatever the input we are giving, that will be coming in the prediction, because of we are already trained the data. So let us say there are 3 examples are there already we discussed. If the example is this, if we give the symbol here, if the input is this symbol here, then what is going to be happen? The output could be, the prediction is in the form of car. So this is called as what we say supervised learning algorithm. So in short, what we can say, first the data could be labeled. So whatever the data we are giving inputs, the data will be labeled. Then what is going to be happen? The labeled data will be given to learning algorithm. The labeled data will be given to learning algorithm. Then the algorithm studies the relationship between input and output. Okay, then the trained model after training. Now you observe after training, okay, the trained model take the new input. This trained model will take the new input and predict the output. So this is called as what we say supervised learning algorithm. So basic important steps are, first one is the labeled data, second one is the learning algorithm, third one is the trained model, and new input prediction. So these all main steps in supervised learning algorithm. When it comes to unsupervised learning, you must draw this diagram in the examination also. Very, very, very important. So don't skip this one. Okay, so this is the most important point of unsupervised learning algorithm. Okay, now you observe here, this diagram shows the unsupervised learning through work with the unlabeled data. Now you observe here, in this it works through unlabeled data and where no correct output or category is provided. Okay, so when you have labeled data, we are providing some labels, but here there is nothing is there. Okay, the learning algorithm analyzes the input. This learning algorithm will analyze the input data and identifies the hidden patterns. Actually here we have given some patterns. So this learning algorithm will identify the hidden patterns, and what is going to be happen after identify the hidden patterns, it is going to check similarities or relationships automatically without human supervision. Without any supervision, it is going to check the data. Okay, after completion of this one, the model will group the data. This is called as discovered pattern, which is called as clusters. So in short, you can observe here, we have given unlabeled data. So what is going to be happen? This learning algorithm will analyze the input data. Then it is going to, what is going to be happen? It identifies the hidden patterns and similarities. If you observe here, the similar data is actually this is similar data, as well as this is also similar data, as well as this is also similar data. So same color, nothing but it is having some similar data. So this one also similar data. Actually these two may go to here. So this is called as a similar data. Now what is going to be happen? After completion of this one, this learning algorithm analyze the input. This learning algorithm will analyze the input and identifies the hidden patterns. Then similarities or relationships automatically without any human supervision. So without any supervision, it is going to identify similarities of the data. Okay, so the model, what is going to be happen after completion of learning algorithm? The model is going to group similar data into clusters or discovered patterns. Now you observe, the input is this one, the output is having 3 clusters because of we have 3 different types of data. Okay, so what is the main purpose of this unsupervised learning? The algorithm finds the hidden patterns or structures in the data without predefined labels. So this is my input, this is my output. Okay, so last one is the reinforcement learning, one of the most important point diagram for this one. So this diagram shows this is called as a reinforcement learning algorithm. Okay, so this diagram shows the agent interacting with the environment by taking the action. Agent, environment, there are 2 major things are there. One person is agent and second thing is environment. Okay, so here what is going to be happen? The agent interacting with the environment. Agent interacting with the environment by some action. Okay, so after completion of this one, what is going to be happen? the agent is interacting with the environment, okay, by taking some action. The environment responds based on the action, okay. This environment is a response based on action given performed by the agent, okay. So this is called as a reinforcement learning. So after every action, what is going to be happen? The agent receives reward or penalty. So this is called as the feedback, or after completion of the agent based on the action, it receives some data by environment. So what is going to be happen? This environment, this environment will give some, this agent will receive some reward or penalty through environment, okay. So what is going to be happen? This helps the agent understand whether action is correct or wrong. So remember all of you, what is the meaning of this reward or penalty? Based on the action, okay. Suppose if there are no errors, then rewards will be given. If there is any error, then it is going to give some penalty. So in short, how we can say? The agent is interacting with the environment through action, okay. So based on the action, after completion of this one, after every action, the agent receives the reward or penalty through environment. So this agent will receive the reward or penalty. Then what is going to be happen? This helps the agent to understand the action was wrong or right. Yes, this action is wrong or right. That will be checked by the this feedback. So we can also say this is called as a feedback, okay. So over the time, the agent learns best actions maximum rewards. So after completion of time, what is going some of the time, the agent receives the maximum rewards or penalties to improve the performance. So remember, when it is received some penalty, so what is going to be happen? Next time, the model is going to have some improvement based on the feedback, okay. So this feedback will use it to improve the performance of the learning algorithm. So if you see here, the actions, agent takes action, yes, agent takes the action, environment responds with the new state, environment responds with the new state, and a reward or penalty, yes. So this is the reward or penalty. This is nothing but feedback. So agent learns to choose actions that maximize the cumulative reward. So this is called as what we say reinforcement learning algorithm. So this is all about the differences between supervised, unsupervised reinforcement learning algorithm. This notes is enough to write the examination. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you one and all.